Hello, everyone, and welcome in. The 2025 National Championship in volleyball wrapped up last night, and Texas A&M completed their historic run to their first ever title. We're celebrating it here at ONIT, and you can celebrate too with the 2025 National Championship commemorative box that is live on the ONIT website. We're going to take a look at Texas A&M's run through the tournament, highlight some of their key players this year, and talk about the amazing accomplishments that the team as a whole achieved. Let's begin by taking a look at how Texas A&M got through this gauntlet of a bracket in the NCAA tournament. By all accounts, this Texas A&M bracket region that they were in was a gauntlet. They were the number 3 seed in a region that had number 1 Nebraska and number 2 Louisville. Nebraska hadn't lost a match all year. Louisville was an amazing team all year long, and Texas A&M somehow managed to come out of this region completely unscathed. They had to deal with Campbell in the first round, who they took care of 3-0. Then, in their second match of the tournament, they had to play against a TCU team that had beaten them in Fort Worth earlier this season. They got the revenge on TCU 3-1. So that was a huge moment where Texas A&M overcame one of their 4 losses that they suffered all season. TCU handed them one of them, and Texas A&M managed to dispatch the Horned Frogs, move on into a regional semifinal, where now they have to take on the Louisville Cardinal, one of the best teams out of the ACC, a 2 seed in this tournament, and they go down backs against the wall 2-0. Texas A&M is on the brink of elimination, and what do? They rattle off a reverse sweep against the Cardinals to win that match in 5, take it 3-2, and advance to a regional final that's even tougher because now they have to play Nebraska in Lincoln in this regional final. At this point, Nebraska has not lost a match at home in Lincoln since 2022. And what does Texas A&M do? They go in there and they beat Nebraska in 5 on their miraculous run to this championship. In this game against Nebraska, they won the first 2 sets. They lose the third. Then in the 4th set, it's a 37-35 Nebraska win. For those of you who are maybe unfamiliar with collegiate volleyball, you play to 25 in each set minus the 5th, and then it's win by 2 if there is a tiebreak, if somebody gets, 25-24. So you have to win that set 25-23, otherwise it goes to a tiebreak. And that's what we had here, except we had a ton of tiebreaks. And Nebraska at home wins that set 37-35. Once again, Texas A&M, the momentum is not on their side. They're on the road, hostile environment. It's a winner-takes-all 5th set. And what does Texas A&M come out and do? They win the 5th set, handing Nebraska, the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, a team that hadn't lost all year, their first home loss in 3 years. Incredible stuff from the Aggies as they take down their first number 1 seed in this tournament. And at that point, it was like a rocket ship propelling them to this national championship because that match really gave them the confidence to go on in the national semifinal. They get another number 1 seed. They play the Pitt Panthers, maybe the best team in the ACC, right up there with the Stanford Cardinal, and they dispatch Pitt in 3 straight sets. The National Player of the Year was on the opposite side of the net in Olivia Babcock from Pittsburgh, back-to-back National Player of the Year, and they completely neutralized her. They sweep Pitt to reach their first ever national championship game where they have to face their 3rd straight number 1 seed in Kentucky. And what does Texas A&M do? Obliterates Kentucky 3-0 to win their first ever championship. What an amazing season for Texas A&M. What an amazing run for the Aggies through the tournament to win their first ever title. And there were a lot of different factors that went into play. Obviously, the huge comeback victories over Louisville and holding on the road against Nebraska. But it was really the individual players and the coaching that allowed them to make this run. And we're going to talk about those players who made such an impact here coming up. It was an incredible run through the tournament for Texas A&M, and it makes all the sense in the world when you look at the accolades that some of their players picked up this season and their coaches as well. This is a team that had 13 of their 17 players from the state of Texas in an era where players oftentimes leave their home states to go to different schools, to bigger schools. Keeping talent in the state of Texas for Texas A&M is incredible, and it paid off as they ended up with a record of 4 AVCA All-Americans this year. Afena Casapala was a first-team All-American selection by the AVCA. On the second team, you had Logan Lednicki and Kendall Stowers. And then on the third team, Maddie Walk. 4 AVCA All-Americans as voted on by the collegiate coaches this year. And then for the first time ever, they had the AVCA Coach of the Year. Their head coach, Jamie Morrison, won that award, leading Texas A&M to their first ever Final Four, first ever championship appearance, and first ever title. Amazing stuff from Texas A&M for their accomplishments over the course of the regular season, where they only lost 3 matches throughout the regular season, and then 1 in the SEC tournament to Texas. But the awards did not stop there, because the all-tournament team was comprised of a number of Aggies. Makes sense considering they won the whole thing. And it also included the player of the tournament, which was Kendall Stowers, the most outstanding player from the 2025 NCAA Volleyball Championships. Such an amazing accolade for her, especially considering her story. The fact that a couple years ago, she was told that she would not play volleyball again at her former school after dealing with multiple concussions in a short span of time. She was medically retired from that school. They told her that she could not play volleyball there again. And for her to come back, stay in Texas, transfer to Texas A&M, and then become the most outstanding player of the tournament on a run through the NCAA tournament that culminates in the first ever championship for Texas A&M is an amazing story, and a huge congratulations to Kendall Stowers for getting back on the court and showing everybody what she is made of. A number of other Aggies also made this team. Afena Casapala also made the all-tournament team, as did Logan Lednicki and Ava Underwood. All 4 of them making up part of this all-tournament team that included 6 players. The other 2 players, Ava Hudson from Kentucky, and then, as we mentioned, the National Player of the Year, according to the AVCA, Olivia Babcock, also made the all-tournament team. All in all, it was an amazing year for Texas A&M. A huge congratulations to the Texas A&M women's volleyball team for winning their first ever national championship. And if you want to celebrate this championship, you can grab a national championship commemorative box on the ONIT website. We'll have a link to it in the description if you're interested in picking up any Texas A&M cards to celebrate this historic run. Part of every purchase goes directly to the student, athletes, and the university through ONIT's industry-leading royalties, and supporting the entire team and community along with them as they celebrate their championship in College Station. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a happy holidays, and we'll see you back here shortly for more NCAA volleyball content.